let's talk regular season titles. Purdue has already clinched part of it. They could clinch the whole thing if they win against Illinois. On the women's side, Ohio State is the Big Ten regular season champion. Robbie, first off, Purdue, Illinois, that matchup, and then Purdue and clinching a share of it, and then the greater thought on a conference regular season championship. Does it matter? Does it not?
Yeah. No, I think it totally matters, and it's kind of gotten lost on maybe some fans, especially as we realign and we bring some new teams in. And I think that's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. But there's so many good players, and I've always thought of this. There's so many good players who have played in the Big Ten and cannot say that they are a Big Ten champion, whether that's from the tournament side of things or that's the regular season side of things. It is hard over a now 20-game schedule to be the top dog. And I think for Purdue to go back-to-back, it speaks to what Matt Painter has built. It speaks to what those guys on the team the last 2 years have accomplished. And look, their season is going to be defined, unfortunately, by what they do in the NCAA tournament. But it's a heck of an accomplishment. A banner goes up, you get a ring. It's a pretty special deal. And I hope that fans at Purdue understand just how special that is. Massive game, though. Huge game for Illinois. The Illini defense is going to have to be a little bit better than what we have seen to handle Zach Edey. They can really, really score, though. And that's going to be must-see TV on Tuesday. It's a game on Peacock. And I can't wait to see it. Illinois has so much to play for. To get a share with as good as Purdue has been this year would be a massive achievement for a team that has certainly been through a lot and certainly had the Terrence Shannon suspension and had to deal with that. And now he's back playing. And he has played since he's been back like a first-team All-Big Ten or even a first-team All-American level player. It's going to be a battle, and it should be a heck of a game on Tuesday night.
I hate to put value on things when both are admirable, but bigger deal, Big Ten regular season championship or tournament championship? Robbie?
I think the bigger deal is the regular season title, but I was fortunate enough to win a conference tournament championship when I was in college. And I will say those 3 days are as fun as any 3-day period as I had in college. So I look at both, and I know some people think, well, the conference tournaments are dumb for the high majors because really, you look at what happens at the low major and the mid-major level, like those teams are playing for everything.
Yeah.
But I do place value on, man, if you can beat the best teams in your league over 3 days or 4 days or 5 days, depending on where you start as a seed, I think it's pretty awesome. It's a winner-take-all type deal, and when you get to accomplish that, it's a special feeling as well.
Well, yeah, and it's a great warm-up for what's to come. Okay, yeah, maybe you've already solidified your spot in the tournament, but, can you perform under pressure? And it's just one game. You don't have a season series. You're most of the time at a neutral site, right? It's a great indicator of where you're at in terms of tournament style play. Meghan, regular season champs on the women's side, Ohio State. Did you see this? How has this team progressed as the season went on? And how is your thought process different on the Buckeyes now as to a couple months ago when we were talking about previewing everything?
In October, on paper, Ohio State was the best team in this league from the standpoint of getting Celeste Taylor in from Duke, who was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. Cody McMahon was coming off a great freshman campaign where she was Freshman of the Year. JC Sheldon was coming back. Taylor Theory was back. They returned almost everybody. And it took a while for them to mesh and find chemistry. And we're seeing this all over the country on both the men's and the women's side. With the portal being how it is, you're bringing in so many new pieces. And even if it's only one player, in the example of Ohio State, Celeste Taylor came into a starting role in a huge, huge position. So it took some time for everybody to figure out what she was trying to do, what she was trying to figure out what everybody else was trying to do. And it just takes time. The only way you can figure it out is by going through games and reps together. And so you want to be playing your best basketball headed into March. That's where Ohio State is. They fall on the road to Iowa. By all means, not a bad loss. That is certainly probably the hardest place to play in the Big Ten on the women's side at Carver Hawkeye Arena. It was Caitlin Clark's senior day. She wasn't going to lose on her senior day. I don't think anyone was going to allow that to happen. So that being said, the Buckeyes still, though, from top to bottom, having the most depth in the Big Ten. And to me, they're a team that's well equipped to win the whole tournament.
So that was my follow-up question. Is Ohio State your favorite to win the Big Ten tournament.
Yes, I would say so. Right now, just they're playing so well. They have so much confidence, and that depth piece is huge over the course of trying to win games in 3 days. Going to be massive down the stretch.